Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, or Dammy, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And you have stuff falling on you.
Yes.
And we're glad to have you today. We promise this won't be an all singing episode. But there will be a little singing at the end. Maybe other parts, but not like last week. Last week was so fun. We had such a good time singing songs. It was so fun. This is episode 173, and today is Wednesday, the 30th of December, 2015. So this is our final episode in 2015. Which, you know, that means next year we're going to hit 200. That's a lot of episodes. Yep. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers. And a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Mayor, we have some people who introduced themselves in the Rav group this week. Why don't you share with us about them?
Okay, Amanda, who is Mandy Pinecone from Vermont. I hear it's wonderful this time of year. All that snow.
Snow.
Sarah, Rogue Robot from Arizona. And Missy, who is Missy Can Crochet from Georgia.
Welcome. We're glad to have you guys. Thanks for introducing yourselves. Mayor, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
Join, because you will be able to participate on our cows and giveaways, and we will give you a shout out on our next episode.
Yep, and we have a skein of yarn being given away next week. So you have one more week to enter. Okay, well, we have actually quite a lot to talk to you about this week. Expect that the TV segment is going to be extremely long because River Song was back on Doctor Who. And expect, what is the word?
Love.
Well, that too, but that's not the word I'm thinking of.
Grease.
No. To act it out.
Reenact.
Yeah, we're gonna reenact part of the episode.
Oh boy.
Guess who I get to be? River. And Damaris is playing all the other characters. So just wait for that, okay? Alright, well, we probably should get started. Here we go.
So now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So, Mare, what is on your needles? Coffee, 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 coffee.
Yes.
Should I just preface this to say all four of these projects are patterns for the brand new coffee book that I'll be releasing in March. Mm-hmm. And Damaris is sample knitting all of them for me. Okay, go.
So these are super secret stripy coffee socks. They're on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. And the yarn is the Knitting Goddess UK 4-ply British wool and nylon in the Asaro self-striping colorway. So this is the yarn.
So beautiful.
It's the yarn. And
you are almost done with this.
I know, I'm on the cuff.
Fabulous.
Have to get it so you don't see the pattern. And there's the bottom of the foot, so there's how it stripes.
I love this pattern so much because it's going to look great on any self-striping. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And this bag,
which is actually very appropriate because it is a coffee bag.
Mm-hmm. Is a super secret coffee shawl. It's on US 2.5, 3 millimeters, and the yarn is Rainbow Heirloom Lush Light in the Killer Flamingo Apparition and Blue Raspberry colorways.
And they look stunning together. Love it.
Yeah, sorry.
I love her. I love Emily's yarn so much. She's amazing.
And the next one is this one. Super Secret Coffee Socks 2. It's on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Super Secret Pandia's Dual Snug Base yarn, so I can't even show you the yarn, but it's gorgeous. Oh boy. And the last one is Super Secret Coffee Socks 3. They're on US 1.5, 2 millimeters.
2.5 millimeters.
2.5 millimeters, and the yarn is the Uncommon Thread Tough Sock in the Nutcracker colorway. So there it is. And there's the bottom of the foot.
It's really knitting up beautifully. I love that there's just that subtle shift in the color.
That's it. So, what's on your needles?
Fabulous. You've been busy. Okay, well, I just have two things on my needles right now because I have like 30 gazillion things I want to cast on, but I'm trying to wait for winter camp because winter camp that I'm participating in, which is primarily hosted by, I can't think of what her name is, Canadian Knitter Podcast.
I don't know.
Man, I'm so bad with names. I can see her Ravelry profile pic.
I don't know.
You know who you are. and I know who you are. I just can't think of your name right now. It's going to come to me like in about an hour, okay? Or I'll have to look it up on Ravelry, one of the two, because it'll drive me nuts. So the only whips that count for winter camp are scrap yarn blankets. So I don't want to cast anything on and then not have it count. So I am been working quite a bit on my sock yarn blanket. This is the 10 stitch zigzag pattern by Frankie Brown, and I'm using US 4mm needles, and this yarn that just rolled away, there's only a little bit left. This one is Knitting Goddess in the Flower Power colorway, but I used it to make my Christmas socks last year. Tried to tuck that in there so I can hold it up. So, so you can see how it's striping like that across the top. I don't know how many ones I got done this week. Quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. And I have 3 left of this stripe of color. And then I will be doing, I'm going to have to do 2 yarns at the same time because I don't have enough of this. So this is left over from my New Year's socks last year, and it was a golden skein one, and it is it Batat hand dyed yarns?
Yeah.
In the Hullabaloo colorway. But I don't have enough of it. So I'm going to stripe it with this West Yorkshire Spinners. I don't remember what the name of the color is, Mare.
Poppy seed.
Oh, poppy seed. So what I'm probably going to do, because I have 20 zigzags per stripe, so what I'm probably going to do is do 2 in this, 1 in this, 2 in this, and then repeat that 4 times. So it'll be 2, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2. If my math is correct.
If my calculations are correct.
I just know that I need to do 2 of these and then 1 of these and 2 of these, and that's a repeat. So I'll be casting those ones on Friday, because we can cast on for winter camp at 7 p.m. local time on New Year's Eve, but you can't finish anything prior to midnight. So I can't cast on the next color until New Year's Day. So in the meantime, I was like, I'm going to go mad. I don't have anything to do because I finished a pair of socks that I'm going to show you in the next segment. So I was like, well, I guess I'll do some New Year's socks. So this is from my free pattern on Ravelry, Cece's Vanilla Cappuccino Socks. I'm calling these my Happy 2016 socks. I used US 1.5 2.5mm needles, and the yarn is Knitting in France Superwash BFL and Nylon in the Trio colorway. So here's the first one. I love how this is pooling. Damaris thinks it's hysterical that only the cuff has to fold over. I need taller feet, mannequin feet apparently. So it's just this creamy white and pink and gray. So that's the first one. And the second one, I've finished the foot, I've done the heel, and I'm on the leg. So I need to have these finished by 7 o'clock tomorrow. I think that is very possible. So, and then I'll be casting on, tomorrow night I'm planning to cast on my, I think it's Puntilla, or Puntilla, by Joji Locatelli. I believe that's right. In my Something About Cece, that pink yarn right there. Damaris wound another skein of it for me. And then I'm going to start a pair of socks. I needed to get bonus points, it needs to use the color blue. So this is the yarn I'm going to use, and I can't think what it is right now.
What one?
The blue one that you wound yesterday.
Third Vault Yarns.
What is the colorway? Do you remember?
FTL. Faster Than Light.
Yeah, that's the one. So I'll be casting that on just in plain vanilla socks for me. And just a few minutes ago, I was like making a list of projects and stuff for winter camp, because you can earn bonus points each month for using certain colors. I mean, you only have to use one of the colors of the ones they list, but you can get color bonus points. You can get bonus points for using one of the featured designers, and you can get bonus points for the theme for that month. So I think January is head. So, and then the same thing, there's different ones for February and March. So I figured it all up, and I should get, if I get everything done, I should have over 600 points. And that is a lot. You get an entry into the prize drawings for every 50 points. So that's a lot. So yeah, so I'm very excited for tomorrow at 7 p.m. so that I can cast on stuff. So that's everything that's on my needles and needle adjacent at this point. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
So I've got 2 to round out the year. So first up is my weekly premium hat number 52. That means I did one for every week of the year. This is from my free top-down premium hat pattern on Ravelry. It's on US 6's 4mm needles, and the pink is King Cole Merino Blend DK in the dusky pink colorway, and the cream is Lizzie's Wool Blend DK in the cream colorway, with a fun pom-pom on top. I am planning to do Premium Hat a Week again in 2016. I think, though, that I am going to... So this is the smallest size of my pattern, and there's like... I think there's 7 different sizes in the pattern. So I think I'm going to go up to the next size up, because I've made a bunch of this size. So I think I'm going to go to the next size up, which won't take that much more yarn. So I was just looking at my pattern a few minutes ago, so I think that's what I'm going to do for next year. So that's finished. And then I finished my sparkly 12 Days of Christmas socks. And I finished them on Christmas Eve, and I actually wore them on Christmas Day, and then we got home, and Damaris soaked them and blocked them for me so they'd be pretty to show y'all. So, this is also my free CC's Vanilla Cappuccino pattern on Ravelry. US 1.5 2.5mm needles, and this is very colorful yarning, saturated sparkle sock in the 12 Days of Christmas colorway. So, let's see if we can do them all. So, it's 12 Lords a Leaping, no, 12 Drummers Drumming, 11, wait, hold on. 12 Lords a Leaping, 11, no, 12 Drummers Drumming, 11 Pipers Piping, 10 Lords a Leaping, 9 Ladies Dancing, 8 Maids a Milking, 7 Swans a Swimming, 6 Geese a Laying, 5 Gold Rings, 4 Calling Birds, 3 French Hens, 2 Turtle Doves. And a partridge in a pear tree.
2 turtles.
They got really low. So I couldn't make them perfectly matching because I was going to have to like pull out a ton of yarn to make it. So, because let's see. Right here is where the repeat starts.
This part looks like an egg.
It does look like an egg, doesn't it? So, but I love them. I got lots of compliments on them when I wore them to have lunch, dinner with our friends. Actually, it was kind of more like a lunch/dinner, mid-afternoon, dinner. And I love them, and I can't wait to wear them again because the yarn is fabulous. Highly recommend Very Colorful Yarning's yarn. It's fabulous, even if part of it looks like an egg. And causes me to have to sing every time I see them.
2 turtle doves.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. Yummies! What are yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So let's start with Christmas.
Oh,
You
from
didn't
the
get your
floor.
stuff. Oh. Okay, here's Christmas.
Okay.
Oh, but where's your...
It needs to be washed.
But it's in Geeky Crafty Pad.
Yes.
Okay, so you can tell them that.
Okay, so first, the thing that's not here. I got a mug.
Adorable mug.
An adorable mug from Kelly Harden Designs, which is also where this bag is from. And the mug says, cats are kind of my thing. And you will see in Geeky Crafty Pad.
When we get to that part, you'll see hers. And Kelly was so sweet, she sent a tote bag for Damaris too when I ordered the mug. And I was like, gosh, that's really kind of bad because it's like, oh, well, I don't have a cat. Surprise, there's a cat for you, but we can't have a cat because there's no cats allowed here. But you have some stuffed cats.
I have one.
Okay.
I have a lion. That counts.
Well, and you have your cats like this. You should put one of these badges on the bag. One of your kitty badges. That'd be really cute.
Okay.
So thank you, Kelly, for sending that goodie.
Good grief. I also got this. It's really, really big. But it's so pretty inside. Okay, you ready?
So there's all kinds of drawing and doodling and coloring things in it.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
It's so beautiful. And then I also got this. Good grief.
So it's like a whole kit.
Yes.
So are you going to open it and show them?
Maybe.
So it includes instruction book, drawing pencils, charcoal pencil, felt tip pen, eraser, pencil sharpener, sandpaper, watercolors, paintbrushes, and a sketch pad.
Oh boy.
Because Damaris is really into drawing right now. Mm-hmm. So
I was working on a drawing before we started recording.
And so the hubs and I thought the two drawing things would be. So we, for Damaris and then also for the niece and nephews, we do books for under the Christmas tree. So Damaris's books were drawing related this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we gave Damaris the kitty stuff and some yummy candies
Mm-hmm.
in her stocking. And then you also got, and I got two, and the hubs got gift certificates or gift cards to Amazon.
Yes. I still need to look up the stuff I want with it.
Yeah. And so the hubs and I have already used ours to buy books, but then we also got money from the hub's dad today. That I'm not sure what I'm going to use mine for yet. I think the hubs is going to buy more books, which is not surprising if you know him at all. Books. So you have to figure out what you're going to do with yours too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the hubs got me this candle. So this is a woodwick candle. And if you've never heard of these, I hadn't heard of them until my sweet friend Katie told me about them. The wick is actually wood. And so when you burn it, it makes the sound of a crackling fire. It's so fabulous. So, because I have one already that we've been burning. It's almost all burned up. Because we burned it all during December. That had like cinnamon and Christmas smells. This one is the Gentle Rain trilogy. And it has dewdrops, so it's in layers. So it's got dewdrops, water garden, and is it Aegean Sea. And yeah, it's so fabulous. And they burn for so many hours. I burn it for 3 hours at a time. But still it's burned. The other one's burned probably almost daily for like 6 weeks now. And we still have a little bit to go on it. So I got that. And I already told you the other stuff I got. Is that everything Christmas-wise? We went, so Christmas Eve was just quiet, just the three of us, and we had a snack dinner, and we watched a lot of movies, which we'll talk about in TV. Mm-hmm. And then Christmas Day, we went over to our friend Katie and Jeremy's and the boys' house, and decorated sugar cookies, and listened to the Queen's speech, and ate Mexican food, and I taught Katie how to knit socks, because she's a knitter already, but she'd never knit socks. So we got her started on that, which she did her whole toe, and then we moved her sock over to Zoom Zooms, so hopefully next time I see her, which will be tomorrow, she'll have gotten quite a bit done on it, because they were going on a little vacation, and so I think she was going to take it with her. So, yeah, so that's what we did for Christmas. So, continuing in the vein of Christmas, remember those Christmas stockings, the 6 of them that I knit for my sister this year? Well, she sent me this picture that I'm putting on the screen. So this is how they are displaying them. So it's a piece of wood, and they used a wood burning tool to burn, their last name is Frank, in the top of it. And then they got these really cool antique hooks, and then over each hook, they wood burned their names. That's kind of hard to see in the picture. But, so they've got all the Christmas stockings on them now, but when Christmas season is over, they can take the stockings off and then still use it for, like, backpacks or coats or whatever. So, I love how they're displaying it, and I'm so thrilled that they're happy with them. So, So, yeah, sorry, we had to take a quick break because the Hubs just went to mail a parcel. The parcel with the baby blankets, the Doctor Who baby blankets in it.
Oh boy.
He just went to post that for me, but I had gotten a free drink from Starbucks and a free bakery item from Starbucks that were going to expire soon, and so we traded phones, and he took my phone to go get coffee and bakery items for us, so he'll be home soon with those. But yeah, he was the bakery items that Damaris and I wanted, they did not have. But they have other stuff. So, we're back. Sorry about that. Christmas stockings, yay. Done. Yeah. Next up, The Diary of River Song. So, this, I've put a link in the show notes for it. So, Big Finish is the company that does audio dramas. Is it only Doctor Who stuff, or is there other stuff?
I'm pretty sure there's other stuff.
Okay, but most of their stuff is Doctor Who, right?
I think so.
So, I had talked about this a few months ago when they first announced they were doing it, and I went to check to see when it was going to be released, and, like, the CDs aren't releasing until, like, next week maybe, but they'd gone ahead and released the digital version. So, I bought it. So, it's 4 audio dramas, and I've listened to 3 of them. I finished the 3rd one last night while I was painting my nails. Pink. It's kind of pink with gold glitter. It's my favorite color. It's hard it doesn't show up good on there. And I'm really enjoying them. They're so fun. And so I've got one more to listen to. But I noticed, so what I did is I downloaded, they have an app for iOS. And so I downloaded it to listen to them. And when one of them's playing, there's a picture of the CD cover or whatever, and it said The Diary of River Song Series 1. So it makes me think that they're going to do more. Mm. So I'm really, really enjoying those. So I have one more to go. The first 2 had River and some other people in it. The 3rd one had River and Paul McGann, who's 8, right? Mm-hmm. The 8th Doctor, and other people in it. And then I'm not sure about number 4. Of course, I know it has River, but we'll see what it has. So, fun enjoying that. All right, Mara, are we ready for this 2015 recap, 2016 goal thing?
Oh boy.
You guys, I had to bring all of this over here to talk about it. So why don't you go first, though? Because I'm going to drink some water. So, what were your 2015 goals?
Okay, my 2015 goals were to start sewing more.
You got a sewing machine, though.
I did. So
that's progress.
Step 1 achieved. To make costumes, and there was another one.
A sweater.
And to make a sweater.
So. Well, you got your sewing machine.
Yeah.
And you did do kind of a costume for Halloween. You did the rosette for your Les Mis thing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a costume. But I know it's not like cosplay like you were wanting to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So did you look at all to see, how many of different things you had knit this year or anything?
No, I forgot.
It's okay. You've knit quite a lot of socks because you did a lot of sock samples for me. So, what are your 2016 goals going to be?
Okay. Get into drawing more. Drawing. Oh gosh, I'm becoming British.
Drawing.
I can't say it. Drawing. Well, to get into that thing more, you know?
The thing that we bought you books for?
Mm-hmm.
That one, okay.
Yeah, that thing. You had to, improve my art style and stuff. So, and to make a sweater this year. Actually make a sweater.
We've got to get the sweater yarn because we gave you a sweater quantity for your birthday.
I know.
We haven't gotten it.
I know, because I haven't decided what sweater.
Yeah. Maybe you can pick a sweater and then we can get it at Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
Mm.
Because there'll be, and the vendor list is out for that. Yay. So you could look and see what, and then we could get it at EYF.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. Okay. To
sew
something.
yeah, I'm just repeating my goals from last year too, along with this new one.
Okay.
And to maybe make one costume.
Okay.
One.
Okay. You could do it. You have some fabric that Katie and Jeremy and the boys gave you.
Yeah.
So you need to like pick a simple project and start with that. And I'm gonna snag your sewing machine at some point and put pockets in I have these I like super long skirts that I wear pretty much every time we go out of the house, unless I'm wearing yoga pants. But like to church and stuff like that, I almost always wear that. And in the summer though, I have some linen trousers that I do, but they don't have pockets in them, and I love pockets, so I'm going to put some pockets in them. I found a tutorial to do that, and also I have some bags that are just like hanging on my wall, like tote bag type, that I'm going to make into pillows to put on the sofa to go with my On Wednesdays We Knit Pink. On Wednesdays We Knit Pink pillow. So I'm going to have to snag your sewing machine for that. So, any other goals that you want to? Okay, so let me find the right journal here. So my goals were to release at least 12 patterns. Hold on, I gotta open this one because this is where I put all my notes when I was looking stuff up. Hold on, no, I just gotta turn it to the right page. I think it's this one right here. Yes. To release 12 patterns. Do you know how many patterns I released?
16.
22.
That's like 12 plus 10.
Yes.
That's 10 more than anticipated.
Yes. Yes. The next goal was to knit 3 sweaters for me, and I actually did... Okay, so what did I do? I did the Fairchild during Nanny Swimmo. I did the Mama Vertebrae, and then I did the Mamma Mia tank, which is, I'm kind of counting as a sweater top. So if we count the Mamma Mia, I did that. Knit 1 preemie hat a week. Check mark. I did 52 of those. Knit the 7 stockings for my family, so the 6 for my sister that you just saw, and then I knitted 1 for my mom's house for my sister's newest little one, Waylon. And to finish at least 100 projects. Do you know how many I finished? Not counting the socks that I'm working on right now, I have finished 117 projects this year. Let me tell you about those projects. 52 of them were preemie hats, 26 pairs of socks, 4 sweaters, one of those was a baby sweater, 6 hats that were not preemie hats, 4 cowls or shawls, 2 blankets, 2 pairs of sleeves and mitts, 7 stockings, and a blanket square. And currently at this point, not counting what I currently have on the needles, I have knit 19.9 kilometers of yarn this year. That's a lot of yarn. So, and then I had a goal of continuing with my bullet journal and my Eucharisteo, my Thanksgivings lists, which I've done. And the other one was to read at least 1 nonfiction book a month. I went back to look, and I think I have done, because I did some nonfiction books for the audiobook proofing that I do. So if I count those, I finished, I believe it was 11 books. And I've started another one. So, not too bad. So my goals for next year, let me change to this journal, which is 2016, that will go into my pink journal after tomorrow. So my goals, they're here on page 1. That's page 2. Okay, so I have goals in 2 veins. I have create through design goals and create through knitting goals. So my create through design goals are to release my coffee book in March, to do a collaboration with a designer, an indie yarn dyer that I worked with this year. If we work it out, she's going to do the yarn, and I'm going to do a pattern, and Sam from Knit Run Dig is going to do a project bag. I want to design at least 3 more Doctor Who patterns so that I hopefully can release physical books of Doctor Who collections. So I have the Volume 1 ebook right now, and then I have 5 more Doctor Who patterns that I have not put into another book. So I would like to release that first one as a physical book, and then design those 3 more Doctor Who patterns so I can release another 8 pattern physical book and ebook. We'll see if that happens. I want to continue reformatting my old patterns to get them all into the same format and all with 3 sock sizes instead of just 2. So I'm working on that. And then shows, I'm vending at Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and then I'm not sure what other shows, but hopefully I can do some other shows this year. And then my Create Through Knitting goals are to knit 1 preemie hat weekly, to knit 1 pair of socks for me every month, knit at least 100 projects, knit at least 25 skeins from stash. And when I was talking to Damaris about this the other day, if I pull a skein of sock yarn down and knit a pair of socks and then have some left over that I can use in my zigzag blanket, I'm going to count that as a full skein. So I want to use 25 skeins and to continue with my zigzag blanket.
Goodness.
Yeah. I'm not going to say 1 nonfiction book a month, but I am going to continue reading my nonfictions. And continue with my bullet journal, definitely, and my Eucharisteo list. I am currently at, so I've been doing my Eucharisteo list, I don't remember when I started.
77 years ago.
This is probably, I think, the 4th year. As of today, I have written down 5,095 Eucharisteo Thanksgivings. And just in 2015, I've written 1,132. So, I'll definitely continue with that. So, that was my recap and goals. In GGK Crafty Pad in a minute, you'll see I did an image of all 52 of my preemie hats for this year.
Oh boy.
It was, I loved it. It was so fun. It took me a little bit because I had to go into each project page and download the photo. So I think I'm going to plan ahead for next year and just put a folder on my desktop and put the picture in every week. So that way I don't have to download them all again. But in order to get all 52 in the shot, I used, I use iPicky, which is a free web-based image program. And so I did 4 collages of 13 hats apiece. And then I made a collage with those 4 collages into one collage to get them all in there. So, yeah. So, you have anything else about recapping and goals?
No.
And our goal is to continue podcasting weekly for y'all. I hope we can do some more outdoor recording this next year. You don't want us to go outdoors right now. It has been pouring rain all day. All day. Loud pouring rain. And we're hoping to do another Geeky Puff and Knitpalooza retreat. Possibly near London. So after the beginning of the year, I'll touch base with Sam and we'll see what we can start working on for that. I think that might be it. Alright, so if that's everything, let's talk about #GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Mare?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. We pick our favorites from Instagram.
Yes, so we released the January list yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some like New Year's type things, but then some other just I'm seeing that the Hubs is just sending me a message. I should see what this says. So can you say anything about GGK Crafty Pad, Mare? Because the Hub's phone has just frozen. That is not good.
We're about to show you the pictures.
Yes. So let's do that. Let's show you the pictures. We'll be right back. Sorry about the interruption. The Hubs he was trying to warn us that he's coming home so that hopefully we can arrange the different segments around when he's going to get home, because when he gets home he's going to buzz to be let in. and that's loud, and we don't want that in the podcast. So he was trying to warn us that he's on his way home. So those were our favorite pictures for hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. It's never too late to participate. Maybe you should make that one of your goals for 2016. I meant to say that earlier. In the episode thread this week on Ravelry, why don't you tell us what your goals are for 2016 and tell us about how your 2015 goals went. We'd love to hear about that. So maybe you can make participating in hashtag GGK Crafty Pad a goal for 2016 and have 365 creative photos for the year. So just take a look at the prompt, take a picture related to the prompt, post it on Instagram, hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and you might get picked for next week's featured photos. So we feature those here in the podcast, but then we also feature them on Instagram, Twitter, and our Facebook page. And my personal Facebook page profile as well. Just because it's all connected. Sorry. Damaris had a little coughing spell. We had to pause for a second. So I think what we were saying is that you were going to tell us about the upcoming event we'll be attending.
Yes, Edinburgh Yarn Festival here in Edinburgh on the 18th and 19th of March.
And tickets are on sale now.
Yes.
And you can buy either single day tickets or weekend passes. And like I said earlier, the vendor list has been released. And it's amazing. So excited about that. So if they would like to find out more information about Edinburgh Yarn Festival, where should they go?
EdinYarnFest.com.
Yes. And did I say that I'll be vending again with Sam of Knit Run Dig?
I don't know.
Well, I'm saying it now. Sam of Knit Run Dig Project Bags. These fabulous project bags. We'll be vending together. So I'm very excited about that. All right. I think that's it for Yummies. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what books we're reading, what TV we're watching, and what we're listening to.
So why don't you start?
Okay, I am reading and listening to Welcome to Night Vale by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Koynar. I have literally an hour and a half left, so...
Yay, that's great progress.
Yes, and I was wrong about the amount of hours I said last week. I think I said, last week the book was, 16 hours long. That's not right at all.
How long is it?
Actually, I think I might have said I have, 16 hours left. And that's not right at all. I only had, 8 hours left.
So how long is the book total?
I think it's around 15 or 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
So you have about an hour and a half left.
Yes.
So you should be able to finish that before you start back to school next week.
Yes, Diane and Jackie have made it to King City.
Okay.
With the flamingos.
Are they pink?
Yes.
Fabulous. Then I am all for it.
No, you shouldn't be for the flamingos.
Why not?
They, when you touch them, they make you out of sync with reality.
Okay, so we can just look at them but not touch them.
Yes.
Okay. I'm all for that. Anything else you want to say about that?
No. You read it.
Well, we actually finished reading a book together as a family.
Oh, yeah. Advent in Narnia, Reflections for the Season by Heidi Haverkamp.
Yeah, so we read that together as a family during Advent and enjoyed it. Yeah. Okay, so I started a new nonfiction book. I am reading The Liturgical Year, The Spiraling Adventure of the Spiritual Life by Joan Chittister. Is that how you would say that? Chittister? And it is about the different parts of the liturgical year. And it's really interesting so far. I'm really enjoying it. And then fiction-wise, I read Magic Stars by Alana Andrews, which is the first book in a new series she's doing. And then I read Crafting Disorder by Regina Welling and Erin Lynn, and it was the second book in a series. So I had read the first book and it was okay, but it wasn't oh my gosh. The second book was better. So I think they are getting, I'd read several things of Regina Welling's and really enjoyed them, and I think they're just trying to find their stride of writing together. So, and then I pre-ordered the third book, but I can't remember when it comes out. And then I am rereading the Cedar Cove series by Debbie McComber. I read several of these in the past, but I don't think I read the entire series. And so I'm rereading, but also then I'm not sure where I stopped. And so I read 16 Lighthouse Road, 204 Rosewood Lane, 311 Pelican Court, 44 Cranberry Point, and 50 Harbor Street. And then I've started reading 6 Rainier Drive. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about movies.
Yes.
Do you want to start?
We watched all of the Hunger Game movies that are out. So we watched The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay Part 1.
Yes. Because you and I had both read the books.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like they were fairly true to the books. I mean, of course, there's going to be changes. Mm-hmm. But I felt they were pretty close to the books. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed those.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to do the next one?
Oh, we watched the Polar Express on Christmas Eve.
For the 30-zillionth time. We love Polar Express. The Hubs and I watched Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. It was okay. It didn't have Harrison Ford in it. Because he was the original Jack Ryan. That made me sad. You want to talk about the next two?
We watched Divergent and Insurgent.
Which you and I've read the books.
Yes.
And the last book they're doing as 2 movies, like the Hunger Games did. But I was not at all thrilled with how different they made Insurgent from the book. Like, totally, like, left field. I mean, maybe if I hadn't read the books, it would have been fine. But having read the books, I did not like how far they strayed. What did you think?
I don't remember what happened.
And I think part of it, too, is that because I had just reread them, so all of it was really fresh. So, yeah. And then I watched People Like Us yesterday, and it had
Chris
Pine in it. And it was pretty good. I enjoyed that. And then last night,
we watched How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Which the entire movie was very familiar to me, but Russ and Damaris were like, we haven't seen this, but like I knew like the whole plot line. I knew what was going to happen. I'm not sure how, but I must have watched it without them at some point. And I don't know how or when. Because typically we watch movies together unless they're ones that just... I mean, because we have some that I've watched a few by myself, and there's some that you and I have been watching, and some that the Hubs and I have been watching, but, I mean, yeah, it was very strange that, yeah. And they're working on a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am watching season 10 of Supernatural, and I'm very, very sad, and was very upset, because Charlie died. Charlie, played by Felicia Day. She was killed. And I was like, no! Very sad. Charlie's dead. I liked her character a lot. And then the Hubs and I finished watching season 1, and we started season 2 of Grimm. So he was trying to tell Juliet about all of the, what's the word? I think it's Wesen. And that's like kind of the big category of them. I think that's how you say it. And Monroe was going to show her how he changes into a Blutbot. But she had been poisoned by a cat scratching her hand, and she fell into a coma just as he was showing her. And the poison caused her all of her memory of Nate to be erased. But he also told, what's his partner's name?
I don't know.
No, Nick is Grimm. I don't know. I can't remember names. So she's forgotten all the guy that is Grimm, the Grimm. But he also told his police partner about everything because he thought he was going crazy because he had seen some of the Wesen change. Sorry, this must be the episode where we need lots of breaks because the Hubs arrived with coffee. Yay. And while we were dealing with that, I pulled up the Grimm page on IMDb, and I don't know where I got Nate from because there's no Nate in the main characters. Nick is who is the Grimm, and he told his partner Hank all about everything. So, so we're enjoying watching that. So now let me get back to the show notes and see what else we have to talk about. We're still watching season 1 of The Expanse. There was a new episode last night, so we'll watch it today. I'm still not 100% sure what I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. We watched the Christmas special and show finale of Downton Abbey. Mm-hmm. It was good. I cried. Of course, I knew I was going to cry.
Yeah.
But they tied up pretty much every storyline. And the baby, and yeah, there was lots of moving moments, and forgiveness, and reconciliation, and it was good. I enjoyed it. And then we also watched the Christmas special for Call the Midwife. Mm-hmm. And it was really good. We enjoyed that one. We watched the season finale of season 2 of The Librarians. And of course they had to channel in Lost with Work Together or Die Alone. Mm-hmm. And we thought they were going to be lost in the past, but Shakespeare made them into a statue that unlocked when one person's voice was heard. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty touching. Mm. So we're about to talk about the Christmas special of Doctor Who now.
Oh boy.
The Husbands of River Song.
Oh boy.
So did you enjoy the episode?
I did.
This is probably my favorite episode ever. Ever. Okay, so let me tell you a few things first, and then we will proceed with our reenactments.
Oh boy.
We have 3 reenactments to do. So, you don't look much like your pictures. So she was saying that the doctor didn't look like the surgeon because he was mistaken for the surgeon, but yeah. And he says that's an ongoing problem for me because, he changes faces. Yeah. He was like, River! And she was like, who are you? Yeah. And she has a sonic trowel, which was used in the audio.
Oh.
Yeah, it came up in the audio thing. So that was cool. And then the scene with them laughing in the snow oh my gosh, it was hysterical. Loved that. And we're being threatened by a head in a bag. So funny. Love that. And she's looking for the doctor, aka the damsel in distress, because he needs lots of rescuing. And she's been stealing the TARDIS repeatedly. Oh, and she didn't know that he got new regenerations. So she thought Matt's doctor was the last one. She's been stealing the TARDIS repeatedly. And the whole dialogue, when he's pretending like he doesn't know what the TARDIS is, and it was hysterical. And he was like, this is how it should be done. It was so funny. And then he tells her, stop holding my hand. People don't do that to me. And then she has her diary. Lots of exclamation points. Okay. So so we're going to start with this first scene. And Damaris is going to be portraying Fleming, which was the blue-faced alien guy at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And you also have a line as the cyborg.
Yes.
And the doctor.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. So here we go.
Oh boy. So, where is the doctor now?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Is that credible?
It's true.
You're the woman he loves.
No, I'm not.
She's lying.
The doctor does not and has never loved me. I'm not lying.
Confirmed. This life form is not lying. Impossible. This is a trick.
No, it isn't.
My information is correct. You are the one who loves the doctor.
Yes, I am. I never denied it. But whoever said he loved me back? He's the doctor. He doesn't go around falling in love with people. And if you think he's anything that small or that ordinary, then you haven't the first idea of what you're dealing with.
Your Majesty, I assure you, she is the perfect bait. When this woman is in danger, the doctor will always come.
Oh, you're a moron. No, he won't.
He's probably already here.
No, he isn't. Of course he isn't.
Possibly on this ship.
Well, go on, scan it then. Go on, why don't you?
River.
That was a very impressive doctor.
Was it?
No.
Thank you so much.
Okay, say your line as the doctor again.
River.
2 hearts, stupid closed. You can't miss him.
River.
Go on, scan the whole parsec. He's not here. God knows where he is right now, but I promise you he's doing whatever the hell he wants and not giving a, we're a family-friendly show, about it, about me, and I'm just fine with that.
River.
When you love the Doctor, it's like loving the stars themselves. You don't expect a sunset to admire you back. And if I happen to find myself in danger, let me tell you, the Doctor is not stupid enough or sentimental enough, and he is certainly not in love enough to find himself standing in it with me.
Hello, sweetie.
Okay, are you ready for the next one? Is very small. Damaris will be portraying the Doctor, and I again will be portraying River.
Okay.
Okay.
Happy Christmas.
Really? I don't think you've ever given me a present before. It's a Sonic!
My fingers.
Screwdriver! How lovely.
When I saw the Sonic trail, I thought it was just embarrassing, but look.
Gives her Sonic. Okay, and then we have one more final scene, the closing scene of the episode. So Damaris will be portraying the Doctor. I'm trying to make sure there's nobody else. Yeah, the Doctor, and I'll be portraying River. Are you ready for this?
Oh,
okay. The music. Listen to it. Are you crying?
No, just the wind.
Nothing's ever just the wind.
No, it flows through the cave system and harmonizes with the crystal layer.
Why are you sad?
Why are you sad?
I told you, my diary's nearly full. I worry.
Please don't.
There are stories about us, you know.
Oh, I dread to think.
I look them up sometimes.
You really shouldn't do that.
Some of them suggest that the very last night we spend together is at the Singing Towers of Beryllium. That wouldn't be true, would it?
Spoilers.
Well, that would explain why you kept canceling coming here. Do you remember that time
River, stop.
when there were two of you?
Don't.
Because I want you to know that if this is the last night, I expect you to find a way around it.
Not everything can be avoided. Not forever.
But you're you. There's always a loophole. You wait until the last minute and then you spring it on me.
Every night is the last night for something. Every Christmas is last Christmas.
But you will. You'll wait until I've given up hope. All will be lost. And you'll do that smug little smile and then you'll save the day. You always do.
No, I don't. Not always. Times end, River, because they have to. Because there's no such thing as happy ever after. It's just a lie we tell ourselves because the truth is so hard.
No, Doctor, you're wrong. Happily ever after doesn't mean forever. It just means time. A little time. But that's not the sort of thing you could ever understand, is it?
What do you think of the towers?
I love them.
Then why are you ignoring them?
They're ignoring me. But then you can't expect a monolith to love you back.
No, you can't. They've been there for millions of years, through storms and floods and wars and time. Nobody really understands where the music comes from. It's probably something to do with the precise positions, the distance between both towers. Even the locals aren't sure. All anyone will ever tell you is that when the wind stands fair and the night is perfect, when you least expect it, but always when you need it the most, there is a song.
So, assuming tonight is all we have left,
I didn't say that.
how long is a night on Beryllium?
24 years.
I hate you!
No, you don't.
And they both lived happily ever after. And they both lived happily. I loved it. Did you love it? I loved it. I loved it. I could watch it 37 zillion times and I still would love it. I hope they'll bring her back in the next series. Because she and 12 were just... Yeah, the chemistry between Peter and Alex was amazing. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. That's everything that we've watched and read and listened to. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for our December, January, February Winter Wonderland Cal and Charity Cal.
Yes. Yay. So this started on December the 1st, and it runs through the 29th of February, and it's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to winter.
Mm-hmm.
How do they do that?
You can do it by the color, like blues or whites or silvers, or colorway name, or pattern, or purpose, or design element. But if you can't think of anything, you made it in the winter.
That's right. So no whips are allowed in this. You have to start the project December 1st or later, okay? Because otherwise we'll have to delete it from the FO thread. So we ask that you please be honest with that and don't enter it if you didn't start it December 1st or later. I know sometimes it's a mistake and that you post it and then didn't realize it, and it's fine. But please don't post it thinking we just won't see it. You know what I mean? Because we trust you guys. So just be honest with us. So this is also a charity cal. So for every item that you finish that you're going to donate to charity, you can post your item in the FO thread twice and see the second post in the FO thread, which explains how to post it twice. Okay? I clarified that. Would you stop popping your knuckles?
I'm sorry. I'm stopping now.
Okay.
Because they're all popped.
And you can donate charity stuff to a charity local to you or whatever. Or if you want to send it to us, we will do a bulk donation to Knitting for Peace here in the UK. We have prizes, lots and lots of them. They're on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, since it is the first episode of the month, we will talk about all the prizes in detail. But if you want to know about them now, go to our website.
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
And you can see all about the prizes there. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We love y'all very much, and we really appreciate your support. Okay, so let's see what else. Every project you finish and enter is one entry into the FO thread, unless it's a charity item, and then you get to put 2. You must be a member of our Ravelry group to participate. And we will lock the thread on March 1st and then draw for winners on the next podcast. And you'll have 30 days to claim your prizes. Speaking of that, if you entered into the Amy's Not Dead Yet giveaway, one of the winners has not contacted us. So if you entered that, you might want to go back and see if you were one of the winners, because I have a prize sitting on the sofa ready to send. But I can't send it until you let me know that you saw it and your address. There's a chatter thread in our Ravelry group. I think that's everything other than who finished projects this week, Mara. So why don't you give all of those lovely people a shout out?
Okay. Abby In, A. Bingham, Ahola Knitting ×2, Allison Roseboom ×3, Angie's Hip, Angie Ann ×4, Blue Flame 0, Bubby's Mom 77 ×3, C. Howard 06, Crochet Chick 31, DG White, Dragonfly 7673, Ellie 15, Gypsy the Dog, Jammin' to Knit ×2, Caden H ×13.
No, not times 13.
Oh, 13.
Say that.
Caden H 13.
Yes.
Kana Soup, Knitting Mama 79 ×14, KPM CQS, Little Angel SG2, Ella McCall ×2, Looney Hiker, Maria Wilhelmina ×6, Mystery Sewer, Opera Joe ×2, Penny Gale, Phoenix Spire ×4, Princess Bumps, Ramona Firehorse, Shirley Murley ×3, SJH 801, Stormy Sky ×8, The Cat Lady, and the VFB.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You have just a smidge over 2 months to get your projects done and posted. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
That's right, Mare. What is this week's question?
This week's question is really long.
It's a good one. It's a very good one.
This week's question comes from Taryn, who is T. Marie Chickadee from Oregon. I have a question regarding what to do with leftover worsted weight yarn. I'm currently working on a beekeeper's quilt like Damaris, and it has been great to use up leftover fingerling weight skeins, but I'm at a loss for the small amount of worsted weight that I always seem to have. The amounts that I currently have are enough to that it would be terrible to even think about throwing them away, but not enough to make a standalone project. Does anyone have any ideas on scrappy projects for worsted weight yarn? I definitely want to use every last bit of the beautiful yarn that I have.
This is a great question. My number one suggestion, preemie hats. All of the preemie hats that I'm making, I'm using leftover bits of yarn. Whether it's leftovers from projects I've done or leftovers that people have sent to me. Because you can stripe preemie hats. You can make a contrasting pom-pom to put on top of a preemie hat. So it is a great project to do. And I've put links for several things in the show notes that we're going to talk about. But I have my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry, and I would highly recommend that. You could also do chemo caps. I've done the Scrap Happy Celebration hat by Cosette Cornelius Bates. I think I did it for a gift for someone, but that would be a great one because you use small bits of lots of colors. So you could do that for a chemo cap. And then there's also Ellen's Knit Hat by Ellen Harpin. That is one that was striped, that so you could use different colors and use up the bits you have. Blanket-wise is another option. Frankie Brown's 10-stitch collection, so she has quite a few things, but you could, I mean, like I'm doing my 10-stitch zigzag in fingering weight, but I could have done it in worsted weight using bigger needles. And it would have made the blanket go so much faster because it would be very much wider stripes. But you could do, you could just change colors as you go and make it kind of this really cool rainbow thing of lots of colors. And so I put a link in that. But then I also found two other blanket options that might work. One is called the Bee in a Bonnet Scrap Afghan by Crystal Nadrutok. And it's one that was designed for scrap worsted yarn. And then you could also do the Learn to Knit a Log Cabin Blanket by Stacey Perry and do each of the little segments different colors. Mm-hmm. So that is some suggestions, but my number one suggestion is charity knitting. Whether you're doing preemie hats or you're doing chemo caps or hats for the homeless. I think there's something that I've heard on other podcasts called, I believe it's called Halos of Hope. And there's also, what's it called? I know that Vicky from Dragonfly Source podcast does them. It's one that you have to use the color purple in the hat, and it's for a certain organization, but I can't think what the name of the cause is. Anyway, that would be my number one recommendation, is to do hats for charity. Or you could do even blankets for charity. You could do a baby blanket and just stripe it with, and change colors as you're running out. You wouldn't even need a pattern for that. Just do a garter stitch blanket. So, those are our suggestions. Did you have any suggestions that I didn't throw out there?
I don't think so.
You could do a worsted weight beekeeper's quilt blanket.
Yeah.
It would go much faster than a fingering weight. And you probably could do some of the other sock yarn blankets that have been going on right now. Because you just need to change the needle size and use all worsted weight yarn. Yeah. But, so those are several options. So that was a really great question, Tara, and I hope that the suggestions are helpful. If you have suggestions for what you could do with worsted weight leftovers, post those in our episode thread, because I'm sure Taryn and others would love to hear your suggestions. So, Mare, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
And we will answer it as soon as we get to it. We're just kind of going in order, and we'll get to it when we come to it. So feel free to ask us anything. There has not been a single question that we haven't been willing to answer, so please feel free to do that. All right, well, let's move on to the next segment. We made it into the show, even with all the pauses. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes it just happens. So, we have a reminder. We're giving away the yarn that is currently sitting on Damaris's head. This was donated to us by Morgan, who is Morg235 on Ravelry, of One Hook Double Stitch yarn. And she sent us this skein of yarn in the unicorn tail colorway.
It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. I love it. And it has two fun stitch markers on it, too. Progress keepers. So you can mark what row you started with or whatever. Which I use a lot. I use those very often in my zigzag blanket.
They're beautiful.
They're very useful. So to enter to win, you need to visit Morgan's shop on Etsy, onehookdoublestitch.etsy.com, and then come back to the thread in the Ravelry group and tell us which color of her yarn is your favorite. There's links in the show notes and in the thread in our Ravelry group to get to her shop. As well, she also gave us a coupon code, all capital letters, Geeky and the number 10. So Geeky and the number 10. And that'll give you 10% off in her Etsy shop until the end of January. And since we normally only keep these giveaway threads open for 2 weeks, but since it was over Christmas and New Year's, we're keeping it open for 3 weeks. So this will be the last week. We will announce the winner in next week's episode 174. Mm-hmm. So if you have not entered to win that yet, you should definitely go do that. Do we have other announcements?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Just a reminder that if you would like to support the podcast, one way that you can do that is through Patreon. And it is a system where you pledge a certain amount per month. And we have rewards on every level, whether it's a postcard from Scotland, there's coupon code for my Ravelry pattern shop, a yarn giveaway drawing, an invitation to a virtual knit night with us, etc. So we'd like to say a huge thank you to those of you who are sponsoring us that way. We will save all the money that is donated until we get enough to purchase things that are going to help improve the quality of the podcast. So you can do that at Patreon, patreon.com/geekygirlsknit. If you'd like to make just a one-time donation, we do have a PayPal link on our website, geekygirlsknit.com, where you can do that. Or another way to help support the podcast is to shop on Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk after clicking through the link on our website. Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you buy. It doesn't cost you any extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast and help pay for shipping and things like that. I think that's everything. Mare, where can they find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are the links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So with that, we'll tell you goodbye. We hope you have a wonderful rest of 2015 and that your 2016 starts amazingly and that all the things that you hope and plan for 2016 will come true. And happy knitting, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Should. That's too low.
No, it's not too low for me.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy